What's up, world? It's Rich Joyce, founder of the brand Soulful Collection. Back with another video. If you don't know, I guide and help aspiring entrepreneurs escape the 9-to-5 matrix by rediscovering their purpose, monetizing their passions, and turning that into a profitable online business through the sale of digital products. Today's video is about the power of your thoughts and how you can create income and make money off of things that you already know, knowledge that you already have, and problems that you've solved for yourself that you can help someone else with. Recently I was having a conversation with someone that deals with a lot of anxiety and deals with a lot of negative thoughts. And during this conversation, which was a healthy conversation, I was able to help this person out. They were telling me about how, a lot of times they deal with so many negative thoughts and how their negative thoughts keep them in this sad state of depression. How they constantly feel small and how they constantly feel like they're not worthy, they're not good enough. How they always question, where they stand in people's lives, where they stand in the grand scheme of things as far as their own life. And I just want to kind of, tell everyone that we are the master of our mind. We are the master of our thoughts. We can't control our thoughts. They tend to come and go. I think we have something like 60,000 thoughts in a day, which is a lot. And sometimes random thoughts come in, and our job is to not control these thoughts, because sometimes you can't control them, but we have to learn how to observe them, let them come, but we have to learn how to rewire our thoughts. And when I say rewire our thoughts, when you start to hear things come through that say, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you want to learn how to rewire that and just flip it. Say, I am worthy, I am good enough, I can do this. It's not the simplest thing, but when you work at it and you constantly work at it and you speak positive affirmations to yourself, you begin to rewire your thoughts and rewire your brain, and you begin to upgrade and elevate your mindset, because we aren't our thoughts. And during this conversation as well, I was teaching this person that the power of our thoughts tend to shape our reality, and we don't even know it. When we're constantly in this a sad state, we tend to attract things that keep us in that position, keep us in that mind state of being sad. Things just tend to keep piling on you and keep piling on you, because that's the vibration that you're sitting at. And the law of attraction is real, and you attract what you feel. And when you're constantly feeling like that, you just tend to attract more of that same vibration. So it's just learning how to flip that, which again isn't the simplest thing, but it takes some work. And the work is, you constantly want to speak positivity upon yourself. You want to speak positive affirmations upon yourself daily. My recommendation is to speak positive affirmations to yourself for at least 21 days straight. They say, it's scientifically proven that after about 21 days, you develop habits. This person was also telling me about how they have anxiety attacks just randomly, throughout the day sometimes, and it's kind of uncontrollable. And, they deal with a lot of different things that can trigger this anxiety. So my advice was, in order to snap out of those states, you want to try to do things that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, that put you in what they call the flow state. That's one of the best ways to snap out of a depression, or to snap out of a sad streak. When you're doing things that bring you joy, things that bring you happiness, things that are meaningful to you. And this person was saying, how they whenever they're working out or they're at the gym, they're able to eliminate a lot of distractions because they tend to go into this flow state, and they didn't even realize that they go into this flow state where, you know, nothing else really matters. And, you know, at that point in time, it's just, hey, I'm working on myself, I'm working on my body, I'm working on my mental health during this time as well. Because, you know, you feel good when you're at the gym. You know, you're looking in the mirror after, you know, a good pump or whatever the case may be, and you start to really feel good about yourself, and nothing else matters in that moment because you're making yourself feel good. You know, also, like, when you're doing things that you're passionate about, such as this person who is very much into art and creating, because, you know, we're natural creators at our core. So, you know, when they're coloring or, you know, they're drawing or creating, it also puts them in a flow state where they realize, you know, I'm a lot happier, and time tends to fly by, and, you know, I don't worry about all of the everyday things that I tend to worry about, and, you know, I don't really sit in my negative thoughts as much. I don't cry as much. I'm just a lot happier. And, you know, I kind of wanted to stay talking about that point with this person because that was the bread and butter of exactly what they're looking for. They want to look for these pockets where they're doing things that they're passionate about and doing things that feel purposeful to them, because, you know, that's what helps us live longer. That's what helps keep our mental in a good place. So as we were talking, it began to dawn on this person that, you know, hey, if I'm able to learn how to control my anxiety, and I learn how to better myself, and I learn how to overcome depression and overcome my anxiety attacks and learn how to control these and learn how to, you know, just exit out of that state of mind, you know, I can help others do that. And again, that's where, you know, this person started to find their bread and butter. And, you know, I began to explain to him, yeah, that's a place where you can definitely help others. You know, that's it. Once you solve a problem for yourself, especially, you know, in the case of depression, where in this day and age, a lot of people are dealing with depression, and we're dealing with anxiety, with so many distractions and so many things that we worry about. You know, this is really something that can help another person at the end of the day. And I started to teach them, you know, how you can potentially, you know, create income streams and make money off of this. But then, you know, their first response was, but, you know, everything's not about money. And yeah, right. But, you know, if everything wasn't about money, you wouldn't get up every day and go to this job that's stressing you out, because you need this money to pay your bills and to keep this house over your head, to put food in, you know, in your refrigerator, etc. And then, you know, now that clicks something else in their brain where it's like, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it may not be all about money, but money is just a symbol that value has been exchanged. Money always follows value. So as long as you're offering value, there's something that's called the law of compensation. Like, yes, you deserve to be paid for your services. You deserve to be compensated for your services, and that's okay. You know, as long as you're providing real, authentic value, you should definitely be compensated properly. You know, money is not an evil thing. It's okay to make money, especially when you're helping people. There's nothing wrong with that. This person just during this conversation started to really, you know, become a little bit more open-minded and literally change their mindset right in front of me. You can see the sadness start to leave their face. You can see, you know, their mood start to change, because now it's like, wow, you know, and just sometimes that's just all it takes, is just for you to spark the idea in someone, spark the thought in someone, you know, just plant that seed and let it grow over time. You know, these things don't happen overnight, but in due time, that seed begins to sprout. So yeah, that's just, you know, something I wanted to touch on, that, you know, trying to help people to understand that we are the master of our mind, we are the co-creator of our reality, and we are the navigator of our journey. You know, and our thoughts shape our reality. Our thoughts shape our feelings, and feelings lead us to action, and action leads us to results in our everyday lives. So, you know, if you're someone that feels a little bit lost, if you're someone that's dealing with anxiety or depression, or if you're someone that's looking to figure out what your purpose is, or figure out a bit more about what you're passionate about, I have a free purpose discovery starter guide in the link in my description. It just kind of gives you some insights and gives you a sneak peek into how you can figure these things out. Again, figure out what you're passionate about, figure out what's meaningful to you, and you know how you can live and lead a better life by doing things that keep you in a happier mental state. Also, I have what I would like to call the ultimate purpose to profit bundle, which can also be found in the link in my description, which is just pretty much a deeper look into my free guide, but it's a full 10-chapter guide with more information on how to figure out what your purpose is, how to figure out what you're passionate about, how to figure out what brings you joy. Also, it helps you figure out how you can create income based off of these things as well. You know, how you can help someone else along their journey. So yeah, again, check out the links in the description for more information. I have a full description on everything. If you have any questions, if you just want to speak, if you just want to tap in, you know, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Share this video with someone who may need to hear it. Once again, I'm Rich Joyce, founder of the Brand Soulful Collection, purpose coach and entrepreneur. Until next time, I'm out. Peace and love.